Hey, welcome everybody. This is No Bones About Wrestling, and this is the return of AEW Weekly. So, welcome. Um, we just had last week was crazy, honestly. In reality, last week was crazy. So we just didn't have time to put together a show. Honestly, the way things were going, we didn't even feel like doing a show. Um, so that's what happened last week. But hey, we're back, or at least I'm back. Um, K Fabulous has some real world obligations tonight, so everything's fine. Don't worry. She will return sometime in the near future. Not sure when. But yeah, it's me flying solo tonight. So, we'll see how this goes. I don't have anybody to joke off of, but yeah, well, welcome. Um, so, we're going to talk about the fifth anniversary show. Obviously, talk about Rampage and Collision, do our top five rankings, and then have some news, and we'll see what else comes up. Um, so, yeah, let's go. Dynamite was the fifth anniversary show. Congratulations to them. When they were first around, I wasn't sure they were going to make it 5 years, but they have, and that's awesome. And it's so great to have an alternative to WWE. I mean, if that's your thing, whatever. But that's not my thing. So I'm so glad we have this other. Hey, Steven, what's up? Um, but yeah, so they started off the anniversary shows October 2nd in Pittsburgh, PA. They started the show with a bang. They had an international title match. Ospreay defended his belt against Ricochet. This match was just as awesome as you would imagine it being. I mean, they were flipping everywhere, reversing moves everywhere, just constant, nonstop action. I didn't see anything get messed up, honestly. It was just a phenomenal match. It did end in the referee counted a double pinfall. Um, so the crowd didn't like that. And then Ospreay and Ricochet, both wanted to restart the match. Um, and so they restarted it. And then eventually Takeshita came in and started beating them both up. So the match, I believe, was thrown out. I believe the official result was a draw. But yeah, uh, it was fantastic. Uh, so yeah, like I said, it was a draw. So Ospreay retained his title, 5 bones out of 5. Terrific match. Match of the night for Dynamite, and that's your match of the week for AEW. Definitely. Awesome match. Up next, we had former world champion Hangman Adam Page taking on Juice Robinson of the Bang Bang Gang, and this was a great matchup. I don't think they've done this before, um, so it was cool to see. Cool, nice mixing of styles between Robinson and Adam Page, who are both, kind of brawlers. But, Adam Page has um, a little of an aerial game, I guess. Um, but yeah, very interesting matchup. And, you got to love Juice Robinson. But the Hangman pinned Juice after a low blow kick and a buckshot lariat. So Page gets the win. Like I said, again, awesome match. 4.5 bones out of 5. Terrific match. Great way to start off the fifth anniversary show. And here's Steven here says triple threat. Ospreay, Ricochet, and Takeshita for the international title at Wrestle Dream will steal the show. Yeah, definitely. I agree 100%. That's I'm not usually big on triple threat matches myself. I just don't like the way they get worked out. A lot of times there's an odd man out, and I just not whatever. But this one, I mean, these three are talented enough. They'll do something interesting with it and different, I think. So yeah, that's definitely a match I'm most looking forward to at Wrestle Dream. And we are on Thursday night. I'm not sure what time. We're going to be on the Long Island Wrestling Podcast Thursday night for a Wrestle Dream preview and prediction show. So check that out. I'll put the time on X. But like I said, that's Thursday night. We'll be on that show. So that should be fun. That's our friend Dylan, returning to wrestling podcasting and all that, and he's great and he's funny. So just check it out Thursday. Long Island Wrestling Podcast. Up next, we had Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and she was in her hometown of Pittsburgh. She took on the newly heel Professor Serena Deeb. And this was a very good match as well. I think this was probably Baker's best match since she's returned. She looked pretty sharp. I think she can get some more back. She still looks a little rusty, but like I said, she looked good. And Deeb, I think, is always good in the ring. I think she's great. But yeah, fun women's match here. I think that was the only women's match on the fifth anniversary show, which well, they only had 5 matches, so I guess that's okay. But yeah, Baker beat Serena Deeb by submission to the lockjaw, or mandible claw, or whatever the hell you want to call it. And so Britt Baker gets a win, much needed win for her. Up next, we had Private Party taking on the Iron Savages. And if you watch the show, I won't go through it all. I fucking hate the Iron Savages. I think they're just useless and disgusting. Their gimmick's disgusting. That they like to eat ass. I have no interest in seeing that in wrestling. Anyway, though, Private Party, they hit the gin and juice and pinned one of the Iron Savages. I don't care which one. But this was a squash match. Pretty short order. Private Party made out of the Iron Savages, and they get a win. And the main event for Dynamite, it was for the AEW World and the AEW Continental title. So the Continental title was only on the line for the first 20 minutes because the Continental title matches have a 20-minute limit. So that's what was up with that. And great match. Great technical wrestling, great brawling, a lot of Danielson especially seemed just intense, and he was really on. He's one of the best wrestlers in the world, so that's no surprise. And Okada is pretty damn good himself. But yeah, very good match. This was the third in the series between the two, and Danielson pinned Okada with a backslide to keep the world title. And it was after 20 minutes had elapsed, so Danielson did not win the Continental title. And that match, 5 bones out of 5 also. So yeah, we had the 5th anniversary show. We had 2 5 out of 5 matches. And then a 4, 4.5, and then a squash. But it's pretty damn good. I thought the 5th anniversary show was pretty enjoyable. Definitely. Good job. And like I said, I'm glad they got the TV deal as well. Finally came through, and it looks like they're canceling Rampage at the end of this year. And it seems maybe like that show people have been talking about, Shockwave, may head to Fox. Swerve Strickland said they're going to be on Fox, so I'll take him for his word. I think they're going to be on Fox, I guess. I say Steven says, guessing Wheeler turning heel on Danielson tonight. I had not thought about that. Yeah, it's who is it tonight? It's Danielson and Wheeler versus Pac and Claudio Castagnoli, right? I think so. So that should be a cool match. Huh. That would be interesting if Wheeler did that. I think that would be very cool. Yeah. Like I said, this week's been so goddamn busy. I haven't even thought about Dynamite. But no, that's a good prediction, I think. But yeah, so great match for the anniversary. Very good. 2 days later, we got Rampage, also, of course, in Pittsburgh. We opened up with the Elite, the team of TNT champion Jack Perry and the World Tag Team champs, the Young Bucks. and they took on the team of Katsuyori Shibata and Private Party. And this one was it was wild. It was out of hand. It was one of those trios matches. Everybody was in the ring. Everyone was fighting or out of the ring. And just a lot of, it was a Donnybrook, we'll call it. But yeah, fun match, definitely. And Shibata and Private Party got the win. I was not expecting that, but they got the win. Mark Quinn hit a victory roll on Matthew Jackson and pinned him for the win. So pretty good. And this was a good match. 4 bones out of 5, I give it. Up next, we had the undefeated Camille, who is still Mercedes Moné's, bodyguard or whatever. I guess that's what she is. And this was a very short match. She pinned Zoe Lynn, who I'd never seen before. She pinned her after this twisting finisher to put her head and shoulders on the mat. I don't know what the name of it is, but she grabs their head under her arms and twists around, and they get hurt. And Steven saying Stokely is scouting Private Party. Yeah, definitely he is. And they're getting a push here. So I think maybe Stokely, I don't know, but they're getting a face push, and Stokely is definitely a heel. So we'll see where that goes. I don't know. But yeah, I like Stokely, but they took him away from Chris Statlander. Just I think because AEW, I think they said there was no future in it, which I don't know. I thought they were a pretty good. I thought they were a pretty good team, honestly. So I don't know. We'll see what Stokely does next. Sorry, I'm messing with my hair. I've been wearing a hat all day. I'm not that vain, I don't think. But yeah, Camille gets the squash win, stays undefeated. And Steven says it was a head scratcher. Thinks Statlander is turning babyface. Maybe. And she's gone around calling herself, which I don't know if it's funny or if it's stupid or both. She's gone around calling herself Born Again Kristen, which I think it's stupid, I guess, now that I say it myself. I guess it's stupid. But yes, that's what's going on. And Steven says Statlander turning babyface. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like they're trying to establish her as a heel. So they need some solid heels in the women's division. Up next on Rampage, we had Harley Cameron, who was very alluring, shall we say, and she took on Queen Aminata. And one of the announcers made a very good point. He asked, "What is she the queen of?" And so yeah, we don't have an answer. Is she the queen of wrestling? Is she the queen of like a country? Is she like a beauty queen? I mean, I don't know. Let's get an answer. Let's narrow this down and figure it out. But decent match. Harley Cameron needs some work, definitely. She, sometimes when wrestlers aren't quite trained enough, they just look like they're going from one spot to another. The match won't look fluid. And that's what happened here with Harley. I mean, like Queen Aminata was going to body slam her, and Harley pretty much just jumped right into her arms. And just a couple other things. It just didn't look right. But it was still a fun match. Aminata pinned Harley after her Queen's Crown headbutt, which she used to call the brain drain. And I said, pardon me, and I said that didn't go along with her gimmick. So I think they realized that, excuse me, and changed the name. It's a decent match, 3.5 bones out of 5. Here, Steven said, I like Harley. Yeah, me too. I think, honestly, I like to look at her more than I like to watch her wrestle, but whatever. Slowly building her versus Saraya. Yeah, I think so. And Steven says, Harley has really been improving in the ring. I've seen some improvement, yeah, definitely. So yeah, it's just, it just takes, reps for a lot of people. And that's what's been, really fun in AEW is just seeing people improve and seeing people given the chance to improve, not getting buried on TV necessarily. So, yeah, just so many guys and gals we've seen, improve over the years. Just whoever, name whoever, Jack Perry, Adam Page, Thunder Rosa, I mean, just et cetera, those kind of people. So it's cool. The main event on Rampage, we had Kyle O'Reilly teaming up with former two-time international champ Orange Cassidy, and of course they're from the conglomeration. And they took on the Redwood Big Bill, who I'm a very big fan of, and the Bad Apple, Brian Keith. And yeah, they've been having quite a feud here with the Learning Tree. And Chris Jericho was on commentary for this, and as always, he was funny. I enjoyed him. I'm a pretty big Chris Jericho fan. But yeah, good tag match. The conglomeration won after they hit the high low, which is like a leg sweep and a clothesline at the same time. And O'Reilly pinned Brian Keith, and they got the win. And good match to close out Rampage. 4 bones out of 5. And again, pretty good Rampage, I thought. All right. And Steven says Big Bill needs to leave the Learning Tree. Yeah, I 100% agree. Yeah. I think they need to. I think he should leave, and I think they need like 2 more members. Make it 3 people and Jericho. I think just would, I don't know, look better, work better. But yeah, Big Bill needs to be like in 6 months or something, fighting for the world title. I mean, the guy, he has a lot of talent. He's good on the mic. Um, I mean, he's great. I think he's more agile than he looks like he'd be. Yeah, I love the guy. So yeah, I would love to see him get a chance outside of the Learning Tree. But at least the Learning Tree deal. At least he's been on television consistently, so that's cool. All right, so we'll go to Collision, and I don't think I mentioned it yet. I'm doing a watch along of Dynamite tonight. Of course, Dynamite is on at 9 p.m. Eastern time, but it's going to be a different video than this. So after AEW Weekly here, after it ends, you'll need to go just on YouTube and find, it'll say AEW Dynamite live stream, and of course it'll be on our channel. So if you subscribe, you don't even have to go looking for it. You can just, bring it right up. But yeah, so that should be good tonight. All right, so Collision, October 5th in Toledo, Ohio. This, I'll say it before I start talking about it. This was a fantastic show. Very good show. We opened with Darby Allin versus Johnny TV, and I was rooting for Johnny TV. He's so skilled. He's amazing. Some of the things he can do. Like there was one move he did where he was on his knees, and he came out of it into like a I don't know, like 2 or 3 like sideways spins. It was amazing that he could do that off of his legs. Yeah, holy Toledo. I got yeah, that's what I was saying about this show. Yeah, this show was awesome. Yeah, good match. Good match. Johnny TV beat Darby around a bit, and then Darby, made his comeback. And Darby has kind of been doing the Macho Man Randy Savage deal, where he'll get his ass beat for 10 minutes and then make a 2-minute comeback and win the match. And that's what happened here. Darby pinned Johnny TV after hitting a coffin drop. And a very good match here from these two. 4.5 bones out of 5. Up next, we saw the Outrunners, who are getting, pushed to the moon right now, and everybody seems to like them. I haven't talked to anyone who doesn't. I mean, the gimmick is just so funny, and they're good in the ring. So I'm definitely for the Outrunners, and they took on grizzled young veterans, and pretty good match, very entertaining. The grizzled young veterans, I hadn't been really impressed with them yet, but they were very good in this match. I'll say that. So I know a lot of people say they're pretty good, but like I said, I'd seen however many matches, 5 matches, and I just didn't see it. I thought they were kind of average, but yeah, I definitely saw it here. Um, and the Outrunners, they picked up the win. Turbo Floyd pinned Gibson with a victory roll. Victory roll, very common this week in AEW for some reason. And this was another great match to open up the show. 4.5 bones out of 5 for this tag match. And here Steven says, I like the Outrunners, but I hate to see the Grizzled Young Veterans starting to lose. Grizzled Young Veterans are a great team. Yeah, they haven't, I don't know, they've probably won like one match, I think. But I mean, they definitely have a losing record. They're like, what, 1-4, something like that? I'm not sure. I don't have any stats in front of me. But yeah, the record definitely is not good. But maybe, with performances like this on Collision, maybe they will start to get a little push. So we'll see. Up next, we had Willow Nightingale, former TBS champion, taking on Trish Adora, who I'm a fan of, definitely. And she's with the Infantry, that tag team on Ring of Honor. And this was a very good match. Very different styles. Trish Adora does a lot of technical stuff, and I don't know what better word to call it than like army moves, like the moves someone in the army would do if they were fighting you. Because I believe she was in the army. I believe I'm not 100% sure on that. But yeah, I'm a fan of hers. Good match between these ladies, very good. And Willow pinned Adora after hitting the Babe with the power bomb. And this match, 4 bones out of 5, and Willow gets the win. And Steven is saying Willow versus Britt tonight. Yeah, winner gets Mariah May at Wrestle Dream. Yeah, so #1 contender match tonight should be good. I could see that one going either way, honestly. I mean, I give it like 50-50. That's not usually how I feel about AEW matches. But I give that one 50-50. So that should be a good one, I think. Up next, we had Wheeler Yuta, 1/3 of the World Trios champions. Of course, not happy to be part of that team, but he still has the belt. So I don't know why, if he dislikes them so much, why not just say I'm not going to wrestle with them and have the belts vacated? I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But he's still part of the team, and he took on Beef, who I'm not. I don't see anything in this guy, honestly. And he was accompanied by Anthony Henry. Was Beef, and this is just a decent match, kind of an average match. Yuta beat Beef via submission to the cattle mutilation move. And like I said, this one just a decent match. 3 bones out of 5. Where's the beef? Steven says. Yeah, that's a good question. With Beef, where the fuck is the beef? What's with this guy? Why is he getting TV time and so many people don't? I don't know. Maybe he's blackmailing someone. I don't fucking know. Because it's not deserved, that's for sure. And Steven also says, talking about the women's world title, maybe a triple threat. Yeah, maybe Willow and Britt fight to a draw, double DQ, double count out, something tonight. And we get Mariah, Willow, and Britt. Could see it happening. I'm not sure. I think I'm for Willow Nightingale in that match. I'd like to see Mariah May and Willow. I think that'd be a way more interesting matchup than Baker versus Mariah May. So personally. Up next on Collision, we had the conglomeration. Orange Cassidy, the former 2-time international champ, teaming with Kyle O'Reilly again, and they were accompanied by Rocky Romero, one of the newest members of the conglomeration. and they took on the Premier Athletes, who never win a fucking match. They're pretty talented guys too. It's a shame. And Tony Nese he's awesome. I don't know why they've reduced him to being a jobber. He's pretty much always been a jobber since he's been in AEW, and I don't know. The guy's very talented. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I think he's one of the more skilled people in AEW, like top 20 people for sure. So I don't get it. But yeah, very good match here. Oh, I should say the Premier Athletes, accompanied by Smart Mark Sterling and Josh Woods. But yeah, a lot of back and forth here. A lot of double teams, just very, very good tag team wrestling. Orange Cassidy pinned Tony Nese after he hit Beach Break on him. And O'Reilly had Daivari in a submission hold. And after the pinfall had been counted, Daivari was tapping out. I think maybe it was supposed to be a simultaneous thing, and they just didn't time it right. But yeah, that's what happened. I forget if I said 4.5 bones out of 5. Very good tag match. And like I said, this collision, I really enjoyed it. 4.5 bones, 4.5 bones, 4 bones, 3 bones, and then 4.5 bones. And then we had the match I was most looking forward to all week. We had the undefeated, amazing hologram, one of my favorites, taking on Commander, accompanied by Alex Ibrahantis. And Commander, another of my favorites, definitely. And also Nick Wayne and Action Andretti of Top Flight in the match. And this was just awesome. Just fantastic. All 4 of these guys, this could have been a mess. But all 4 of these guys were really at their best. They gave it their all, for sure. And, we, of course, as always, we saw some amazing shit from Hologram. That guy is just, like, out of this world good. Like I said, one of my favorites. I mean, either he or Ospreay is my favorite, personally, in AEW. I'm not sure who I like better. Very different styles. Like I said, Commander at his best, doing his rope walking stuff, which, man, that's crazy. If you've ever touched a wrestling rope, to be able to do the things he does on it is really a skill. But yeah, just a great match. And Hologram pinned Action Andretti after hitting a blue thunder bomb on him. So Andretti took the pin, and afterwards he seemed kind of, mad about it, put out. And, I think Andretti is maybe looking at a heel turn, maybe getting out of the Top Flight group. He seems pretty frustrated. And then he lost again here, took the pinfall. So I don't know. I think we might see him as a heel. So I wonder, though. He seems so naturally a baby face. But I feel like they're turning him heel, so we'll see how that works. Maybe he could be in the learning tree. That makes sense, but I don't know. It seems like his character doesn't want to be part of any group. So I don't know. We'll see what they do with him. But yeah, this match just awesome, just fantastic, very entertaining. 5 bones out of 5. AEW, they were just on it this past week. That's 3 5-bone matches. That does not usually happen. I'm very, very particular with what I give 5 bones to. Usually at the most it'll be like 1 match a week, and this week they had 3, so awesome. Collision continued. We saw former TBS champion Chris Statlander, who, as I said, is now without Stokely Hathaway, and she took on Zoe Lynn. She was there again, the little woman with big muscles. And this was just a squash, very quick, under a minute, I think. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was thinking about the Camille match. I'm sorry. This one was pretty quick, too, though. Statlander pinned Zoe Lynn after hitting her Saturday Night Fever move, and this was a squash match. And the main event for Collision, it was a number 1 contender match for the World Tag Team titles. It was a triple threat match. So we saw 2 former Trios champions, Malachi Black and Buddy Matthews of the House of Black. And they also took on Top Flight, and Private Party was the 3rd team. And this was a Rick Knox refereed match. And, if you see Rick Knox doing a tag team match, shit is going to get out of hand. So he's the most bewildered ref in all of AEW. There'll be, four guys fighting in the ring. Who knows? Like two of them are legal, and he's just like, just like looking around always. Yeah, that's his referee character. Definitely, he has a referee character. Notice you'll see that in Rick Knox matches, things just get out of hand. He doesn't keep keep the rules like. God damn, I can't think of her name. The female ref. I can't think of her name right now. But anyway, this number one contender triple threat match, very entertaining. Black and Matthews, I mean, they look great. They always do. Top Flight were fun. They were on it. Private Party, accompanied by Layla Gray, they were good too. They've improved quite a bit in the last several months. Private Party has. Yeah, and they got the win. Private Party won when Isaiah Cassidy pinned Dante Martin after Private Party hit gin and juice on him. And yeah, so Private Party, the number one contenders to the World Tag Team titles. So congratulations to them. They've finally gotten a push, up the mountain here. And this was another great match. 4.5 bones out of 5. So as Kay and I, we watched this together, and we both thought this is the best episode of Collision ever. We both agreed on that. Just great matches, except for the squash matches, or squash match, I should say. But yeah, just great matches on this. Just very entertaining. But yeah, so there is your AEW TV report. And I have some news for you. Maybe you've heard it, maybe you haven't, but you're going to hear my opinion on things. So, Anthony Henry of the Workhorsemen tag team, he's out, quote, for the foreseeable future, is what he said. He tore his left biceps off the bone, which sounds painful, and he's having surgery this week. Which I don't know how wrestlers get in so fucking quick for surgery. Is it just because of the severity of the injury? Because I booked a surgery and it was like a month out when I had back surgery. So I don't know. They get in. It's like 4 days later. I don't. What's going on? I don't understand what's happening. But hopefully he returns as quick as he can and gets better. I think he's one of the more underrated talents in AEW. He's very good. People really look past him. Doesn't get a lot of TV time on AEW, but he makes the most of it when he does, I think. Some reality news here. Sad news, not too entertaining news, but I still got to talk about it. I live in North Carolina. I'm kind of in the middle of the state. But a lot of Western North Carolina, many counties, many whole towns and cities were decimated by Hurricane Helene. I'm sure you probably heard about this, saw the news, whatever. And it's just, I mean, things are flooded, houses are destroyed, businesses are destroyed. The water is all full of, shit and piss and who knows what the fuck else in there. And, hundreds, over 100 dead and maybe hundreds missing. I'm not sure how many exactly. But it was just terrible. No one expected that to do what it did to Western North Carolina. Just, they were not ready. Awful. But Tony Khan, he donated $10,000 to Cash Wheeler's GoFundMe page. You ask me, I mean, that's nice, that's cool. But I mean, he and his dad's a fucking billionaire. Come on, get a little more going here. $1 million, that's not gonna hurt you. Come on, 10,000, fuck that. But whatever, at least he donated. And Chris Jericho, who always is on it when these kind of tragedies happen, either to a wrestler's family or like a disaster like this. say what you will about his, political beliefs. I think he's a Trumper, but but he definitely has a heart. He has a lion's heart. But so Chris Jericho donated to the relief, and Nicholas Jackson also made public donations to the campaign. Tony Khan did also donate some stealth Starlink devices. And what those are, they allow satellite to cell phone communications, which help save victims and help to determine who is safe. So cool. At least, that's good for Tony Khan. But yeah, it's fucked up. I mean, yeah, if you haven't seen the news, go and look at it. It's just amazing. Just no one was expecting what happened to it. What happened in the western part of our state is just destroyed, just utterly destroyed. Very sad. I got another piece of sad news. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be a downer tonight. Janelle Grant, Vince, and this is an AEW, but this is a big deal, so I'm talking about it tonight. Janelle Grant, who is Vince McMahon's alleged victim, one of Vince McMahon's alleged victims, I should say. She requested that WWE waive all the other NDAs, the other non-disclosure agreements that they have, so that the entire scope of McMahon's debauchery may be exposed. Because he's had, before Grant even, he's had several other women with NDAs, and probably, I think, a couple men. I'm not sure if they were all about McMahon. Might have been another member of the staff. And this is not the first time WWE's been in trouble for sexual harassment. I mean, it's been just a running theme with the office, the executives doing just terrible things. But yeah, so hopefully they do go public. I want to, let's see some fucking justice. That's one of my favorite things. I like to see people get what they deserve, whether it's good, whether it's bad. I like to see it. It makes me think that the world makes sense a little. So yeah, let's hear what McMahon did. Let's get it out in the open and find out what he did. And I think, I mean, these are alleged, but I think he's fucking guilty. Because as I've said before, Vince McMahon would never leave the television or the fucking WWE if this shit wasn't true. Never. Never ever. No chance. So yeah, he did this shit, I believe. All right. AEW color commentator Taz is undergoing total knee replacement surgery. I think he's getting both knees replaced. He was told he needs both knees and both shoulders replaced. And that's why he was written off of TV in a mystery attacker story. So I'm not sure, who the mystery attacker is going to be. Hook is looking around for them, looking to take some revenge. So I don't know if they'll reveal it sooner or later. Get Hook in a program here. I'm not sure who it could be. I don't know. It would be cool. Well, he's a face. I was going to say it would be cool if it were Kip Sabian, because he needs to be on television. He's very talented, an AEW original too. But yeah, he's a face right now, so I guess it wouldn't make sense. I can't think of who it would be, honestly. We'll see. I mean, it just came out of nowhere, so that it wasn't built up or anything. So I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. No idea who the attacker is, but we'll find out. I hope at some point. I hope it's not like the WCW who drove the Hummer angle. If you don't know that, just look it up. All right, I got a little more news for you. One half of the Ring of Honor World Tag Team champs, Sammy Guevara, and former TNT champion, he was stretchered out of last week's Ring of Honor taping after being knocked unconscious. He did a diamond cutter, I think. I think he fought Serpentico, and I think Serpentico was on the top rope, and then Sammy did the diamond cutter, and I believe Serpentico landed on Guevara's head. So it's said that Guevara was up and walking around backstage later, but he is believed to have suffered another concussion. That is not confirmed. So, Sammy's had, two concussions, what, in the span of what, a year and a half, something like that? That's not good. Multiple concussions, they're pretty serious. Um, yeah, they're no joke. I've had two myself. One time somebody jumped me, and one time I was in a car wreck. Um, so lucky I wasn't hurt more there, but I've been concussed twice. So I try to avoid that shit. And I would hate to see, Sammy, who I love, and I think he has so much potential, and I think he keeps improving. And he's crazy. He does crazy shit. He needs to tone it down. Like, I don't want to see him die on TV. But that motherfucker's crazy and crazy talented. So whatever needs to happen here, I think, I just hope Sammy doesn't end up like Bryan Danielson, where he has to retire because of concussions. And speaking of which, I'm still not clear why Danielson was cleared to wrestle. I don't understand. After your brain gets concussed like that, I don't think there's a way to reverse it. But I'm no doctor, but I still don't understand why Danielson. I mean, I'm glad he got to come back, but I still don't understand why or what happened there. Uh, Same with Edge, Adam Copeland coming back. I'm not sure why they were cleared. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. I need to look into it because it's very interesting. And like I said, I don't know. It's just disturbing. I would hate to see Danielson or Copeland get another concussion, and who knows what would happen. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Um, yeah, hopefully Sammy gets well soon and can return. So I don't know what they'll do with the Ring of Honor tag titles. I don't know. Dustin Rhodes is his partner. Maybe they'll let him pick another partner or just vacate them. I don't know. We'll see. Some more sad news. Jeez, this is just a week for it. It's like I said, last week sucked for a lot of people. Um, Last week, Killswitch was hospitalized with double pneumonia. He was found passed out. I forget where he was, but he was found passed out and was taken to the emergency room where they diagnosed double pneumonia. That means pneumonia in both lungs. And the recovery time for this is over 1 month, and it's unclear when he'll return to the ring. But best wishes to Killswitch, Luchasaurus, whatever you want to call them. Uh, yeah, that's no joke. Pneumonia, it's terrible. Um, and I will recommend there's a pneumonia vaccine that you can get if you just ask the pharmacist at like CVS or Walgreens. That you got to make an appointment. Uh, yeah, I would encourage people to get the pneumonia vaccine, especially if you're an old fuck like me. Definitely think about getting it. Uh, all right. Uh, some good news now. Adam Cole is expected to return to AEW finally. He's expected to return very soon after an ankle injury, which required 2 surgeries last year. And so he's been out for 13 months now. And he kept kind of going back and forth. He's on TV, but he's got crutches. He's off of TV. He can't travel in planes because he's hurt so bad. He's back with crutches. He's back just talking with no crutches. I don't know what the fuck's been going on here. And then supposedly he and Britt Baker broke up. I don't know. It's probably none of my business, but it's on the internet, so it's something people talk about. Um, yeah, apparently they broke up and he moved, and he's just had a lot going on this past year. So best to Adam Cole, and I'm so glad he'll be returning. He's great. The one thing I'll say, I hope he put on some muscle. Like his body, like his arms and legs look like mine, which is not not good if you want to be a wrestler. Um, yeah, I mean, he just looks, he's not in shape. That's the way he looks. I mean, obviously he is in shape, in very good shape. I'm just saying that's the way he appears to just be an average guy. But yeah. Anyways, hopefully he returns soon. I can't wait to see him. And I wonder if they'll, keep going with the devil angle. Of course, at World's End in December of last year, he was revealed to be the devil, who had been stalking, MJF and everybody else, and that created the kingdom. What they call it, the Undisputed Kingdom. And then Wardlow got injured, and he's out right now. And so it's just down to Roderick Strong and the Kingdom. And they haven't really been, running roughshod and doing evil stuff. So I don't know. Maybe they'll just abandon that whole storyline and predict it didn't, or excuse me, and say it didn't happen. I don't know. I don't know where they're going to go with that. But whatever they do, like I said, it's great. Adam Cole's going to be back. AEW is, quote, strongly considering a different developer for future AEW video games. I'm trying to think who the developer was for AEW Fight Forever, which I loved. I mean, I love it. I think it's a great game. It's not perfect. Few games are perfect. Very few. But yes, I really enjoy it. It's got a good roster. The career mode is fun. It's fun at least like the first 2 or 3 times through. And then after that, you've seen everything, and you kind of skip stuff because you know what it is. So they could have worked on the story mode a little better. Some more gimmick matches, but I mean, just things like that. But they weren't going for a modern game. They were going for like an N64 style game. Like a WCW NWO Revenge or WWF No Mercy or WrestleMania 2000. And I think they did a good job with it. But a lot of people don't like that game, and I think the sales have not been what AEW expected. Yeah, so we'll see where it goes. If they get a second chance, which I don't think they will, it'll be interesting to see where what company they go to, and when we get another AEW game, sooner or later. Hopefully it's sooner. So we'll see. This is kind of AEW news. He's been in AEW a lot. And here he is right there, one of my favorites. El Hijo del Vikingo with his AAA title belt. He returned from injury finally at last week's AAA TV tapings. I'm not sure who he fought or if he won or lost or whatever. I don't care. Honestly, I'm glad he's back from injury. He's phenomenal. He's one of the best wrestlers in the world. One of my favorites right now. Like I said, my favorites right now are probably Ospreay, Hologram, and the Lucha Brothers, Commander, and Vikingo. Probably my favorite active wrestlers right now. But yeah, that's the news that's fit to print. And so now it's time for the top 5. The AEW top 5 rankings. We sweat, we slave, we work our asses off, we research, we watch matches, we rewatch matches, we rate matches. We keep track of winners and losers. We do it all to bring you the most accurate top 5s for AEW. And the top 5s always, they consist of that past week. Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision every week. That's what we're taking into account. And of course, a pay-per-view, if there's a pay-per-view. So let's see, top 5. We'll start with the women. Number 5, Queen Aminata, who got a good win over, goddamn, I can't remember who she beat. I don't know, she beat somebody. Number 4, Chris Statlander, Born Again Kristen, former TBS champion. Number 3, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. And she got a win on the 5th anniversary Dynamite show. And she is in a number 1 contender match tonight on Dynamite with the number 2 ranked Willow Nightingale, former TBS champion. And she got a win this week on television as well. And of course, number 1 in the women's rankings, Mariah May, the AEW World Women's Champion. So for the women, that's number 1, Mariah May, number 2, Willow Nightingale, number 3, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, number 4, Chris Statlander, number 5, Queen Aminata. And we'll go to teams next, and this includes tag teams and trios teams. Number 5, the Elite Trios team of the World Tag Team Champion Young Bucks and the TNT Champion Jack Perry. So they lost to, I think it was Private Party and Shibata. They lost to them, but they looked very good in the match. Of course, the Young Bucks and Jack Perry, who's improved greatly, I think. But yeah, that's a good team. That's a strong team, even though they lost. The Young Bucks and Jack Perry, they looked very good in defeat. Number 4, the team who defeated them, Katsuyori Shibata and Private Party. I don't think they've ever teamed together before, but they worked pretty well together. Number 3, the team that beat the Grizzled Young Veterans. I believe it was on Collision. I think so. Maybe Rampage. I don't remember. The Outrunners. We're getting a huge push right now, and deservedly so. People love them. I mean, you watch the live show, people love them. If you watch along with us, we love them. You know, they're a trip, man. They make me laugh, and they're fun in the ring, and they're good. You know, they're everything, kind of like a lot of aspects that are good about AEW versus other companies. But yeah, I hope they end up getting the tag belts, and we'll see what else. And they had a funny video last week. If you hadn't seen it, look it up. FT, or what was it? What was it? FTR Outrunners, FT Runners. I don't know what the fuck they called them. Outrunners, FTRs. I don't know what they called them, but it was the Outrunners and FTR, and they were training and this and that, and they bleached Dax Harwood's mustache, and then gave him crazy '80s shades, and he looked like a totally different person. And Cash Wheeler had the '80s shades going as well, so I guess maybe it's going to be a permanent thing. Maybe this team. I don't know. We'll see. Antonio checking in. Hello, how are you doing, Antonio? Thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching, as always. So number 2 team, they got 2 wins this week. They won on Rampage and they won on Collision. And that's weird. Teams in AEW don't usually have 2 matches in the same week, I've noticed. Which is kind of odd, but they have a bunch of teams, and then they make random teams sometimes. Or not random, they just make new teams a lot, is what I mean. But number 2, yeah, Conglomeration members Kyle O'Reilly and former 2-time international champ Orange Cassidy. They work great by themselves in the ring. They work great together in the ring. Just a fantastic team. And they've also been a good trios team with Mark Briscoe, the Ring of Honor World Champ, in there. But this is just them as a tag team, O'Reilly and Cassidy. And number 1 contender, or excuse me, number 1 on the top 5, they are the number 1 contenders to the World Tag Team titles. And that's Private Party. They've never been number 1 in our rankings before, but this week they are. So congratulations to them. They're getting a world title shot at Wrestle Dream because they beat the House of Black. And who the fuck else was it in that match? Top Flight. Yeah. They beat them to become number 1 contenders. So for the teams, that's number 1, Private Party. Number 2, O'Reilly and Cassidy. Number 3, the Outrunners. Number 4, Shibata and Private Party. So Private Party's on there twice. Number 5, the Elite Trios team of the Young Bucks and Jack Perry. And last but not least, the men's top 5. So number 5, one of my favorites, as I said. I love this guy. He's amazing. He's like a wizard in the fucking wrestling ring. Just so talented, so fun to watch. And that's Hologram, and he remains undefeated in AEW. So very cool, very cool. And he's number 5 this week. Number 4, another wrestler who hasn't been here as long as Hologram, but he's still undefeated also. And he was in that terrific 5-bone out of 5 match with Ospreay on Dynamite, and that's Ricochet, number 4. Number 3, the other participant of that 5-bone match on Dynamite, and that is the international champion, 2-time international champion, Will Ospreay. Probably the best wrestler in the world right now, I think. Number 2 is Jon Moxley, running his new stable and acting more aggressive and whatever else. And he's the number 1 contender. He's getting his world title shot. When is that? Wednesday. All right, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 4 days at WrestleDream. 4 days from now. And number 1 is the world champion Bryan Danielson, who is defending his belt against Moxley, as I said. And he has still said when he loses the belt, that's the end of his full-time wrestling career, and then he'll just go to part-time. Very light schedule is what I expect for him. So for the men, that's number 1, Bryan Danielson. Number 2, Jon Moxley. Number 3, Will Ospreay. Number 4, Ricochet. Number 5, Hologram. And if you ask me, that's a pretty awesome top 5. I mean, just so much talent in there. AEW just bursting at the seams with talented people, and they just keep signing more people. They probably need to purge some people from the roster, I hate to say. They have such a huge, bloated roster that a lot of people don't get on TV, or they're on TV for like two shows and then they're not seen for 3 weeks. I don't know. They gotta figure something out. I don't know. Maybe brand split, which I'm not usually for, but they have so many people and so many people I want to see wrestle. I think a brand split would really be a good thing for them. But we'll see. We'll see if they do it. But yeah, tonight we have that women's number 1 contender match. Of course, Willow Nightingale versus former world champ Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. And you guys, let me know who you think is going to win. Personally, I think Willow is going to win. Like I said, Mariah May versus, oh man, it's so hard to pick. But I think Mariah May versus Willow is just a way more interesting matchup, and I think it would be a better match. Nothing against Britt Baker, but I think it would be a better match than Mariah May versus Britt Baker. So, I think Willow's going to win, and that's one of the big matches tonight. We also have Wheeler Yuta and God, who the fuck is it? Wheeler Yuta and someone taking on Claudio Castagnoli and Pac. Is it Wheeler Yuta and Bryan Danielson? Maybe, I don't know, but that match is going to be good. Whoever the 4th man in it is going to be a good tag match. And as Steven said, he in the chat here, he said he thinks Yuta may be turning. So I don't know. He's a decent heel, but I could see the guy as shape up the beard a little, and I could see him as a baby face. Which he's been, but I could see him as a more highly thought of baby face. I mean, he has a lot of talent, but just he's missing kind of that killer instinct in the ring. I feel like just needs to kind of step things up a little and have a little more intensity, and he could be very good. But yeah, that I think will be the main event tonight. Also, we have the match I'm most looking forward to tonight. We have Hologram, undefeated, of course, taking on Commander. I don't think these two have met in a singles match, and they're going to tear the fucking house down. This will be the match of the night for sure. We're going to see some amazing stuff. Don't miss it. If you can help it, don't miss this match. It's going to be fucking awesome. I mean, for sure. Like I said, like I always say, Lucha Libre, probably my favorite style of wrestling. Uh, it's just so nonstop, and it's so interesting with the masks and things like that. Um, but yeah, Hologram and Commander is going to be terrific tonight. Let's see who else is on tonight. Well, they're going to have other matches, but I can't think of anything tonight. I think Darby Allin and Brody King are going to go face to face. That's what Allin requested before their match at WrestleDream. They say Jay White, who returned, he's going to be there live. So I guess that means a promo, not a match for Jay White. But I'm so glad to see him back. I mean, just another great wrestler in the card, or on the card in AEW. And he's another one that should get pushed for a world title shot. I mean, for sure, he's awesome. Jay White is terrific. But yeah, that's about all I can say about this week. Uh, Good matches, a lot of good matches. I thought all three shows were pretty good this week, and Collision and Dynamite were excellent. There's very good episodes. So AEW just rolling right now with the wrestling quality, and of course we have Wrestle Dream on Saturday. But here's what we got going on the rest of the week. Wednesday, or not, no, excuse me, tonight at 9, I'm having a watch along. Just me, no K, unfortunately. But I'm having a watch along for Dynamite at 9. And like I said, just subscribe and it'll tell you when it starts. But I'll start at like 8:55, probably, a couple minutes before. What else have we got going on? Tomorrow night, I may be on this wrestling quiz show, wrestling trivia show. So I don't know. I'll keep you. I'll make an announcement on X if I'm going to do that. If it happens, I don't know. It sounds fun. I'm not sure if it's going to happen or not, but could be fun. Thursday night. I'm not sure the time yet, but I will post it on X when I find out. We're going to be on the Long Island Wrestling Podcast, giving our with Dylan, giving our previews and predictions for AEW Wrestle Dream. So that should be good. And of course, our good friend Wolf, who is on a lot of the watch alongs with us, he is the current No Bones About Wrestling predictions champion. He's had it for about 2 months now. Won it from K Fabulous. I haven't had it in a month. So we're all pretty good at predicting the pay-per-views, but just, Wolf has been above the two of us lately. But yeah, so we got the watch along tonight, maybe the quiz show tomorrow, the prediction show Thursday, and then Friday at 7:55 p.m. I'm doing another Halloween Havoc watch along. So I hope you'll join me. It's going to be a fun time. I love WCW, and maybe if you haven't seen it before, you'll get to see some good matches you've never seen. If you're younger and watching me on here. But yeah, we're going to do a Halloween Havoc watch along. I'm not sure what year yet. It'll either be 89, 90, 91, 92, 96, 99, or 2000. So I'll post on X when I decide what year we're watching. But like I said, 7:55. All the Halloween Havocs are on Peacock in the WWE Network part. So just search, WCW Halloween Havoc. And Eric Tate here. Welcome back. Thank you. Yeah, I missed everybody. I missed doing the show last week. So yeah, it's good to be back. Like I said, last week just fucking sucked for us. There's some jerk hacked our bank account and like cleared us out, unfortunately. So we had to file, a fraud report with the bank. We had to file a cybercrime police report, and the bank says they won't make a determination if it's fraud or not for like 10 days until they give us the money back. And then, more charges like are hitting our account, where we pay our bills, they're not getting paid, and then we're getting uh, whatever it's called, $35 fee, um, those charges. Um, but anyway, so that sucked last week, and of course with the hurricane, destroying the western part of North Carolina, that sucked too. So just and World War III, getting set up. So last week fucking sucked. Like I said, just everything that was going on. Neither of us was in the mood to come on here and try to be entertaining and talk about wrestling. Um, but feeling a little better, and so like I said, we're back. Um, Yeah, that is BS. I hope the fucking bank. Like I said, I can't believe they didn't just give us the money back already. Because the guy who took it, and like I said, it has somebody else's name, and he took the money, and then he was shopping at places we never have shopped. So that should just tell them that it's fraud, like, and whatever. So like I said, that sucks. Just been a hard week. I'm done complaining though. So yeah, just to go over it one more time. Watch along tonight, 8:55. Maybe wrestling quiz show tomorrow night. I don't know the time. Thursday on Long Island Wrestling Podcast. I don't know the time yet. Friday, WCW Halloween Havoc. Watch along, 7:55. It's going to be a blast. Come join me, please. And then Saturday, we of course are doing a watch along for Wrestle Dream. We're going to start at 6:25, just before the 0 hour starts. And of course, Brian Cage versus Ring of Honor World Television Champion Atlantis Jr. is on there. That's going to be a very interesting matchup. That's on the 0 hour. But yeah, this pay per view, as always, looks great. Almost every AEW pay per view is great. The one exception I always say is the World's End, December of last year. It was just kind of a slightly above average pay per view. Probably AEW's worst pay per view, but you can't be a winner every day. But yeah, so a busy schedule this week for me. So I'm glad to be back, and I'm going to post the schedule. I know it's a lot. I'm going to post the schedule on X if you need to keep up with it. But of course, you can subscribe, and then you'll always find out when we're going to be on. But yeah, so um, join me at 7:50, or excuse me, join me at 8:55 tonight. And is that right? Yeah, 8:55 tonight. And we'll do a watch along for AEW Dynamite. And you guys, you're welcome to talk to me. I love it when people interact with us. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, if you got a topic of your own you want to talk about, all that is fine. As like I always say, as long as you're a polite and nice person, don't come in here and act like a jerk. You will get kicked out and banned. I promise you. So just be a nice person, just be chill, and we'll have fun and talk to each other about the show and all that. So yeah, that's it for AEW Weekly this week. Next week we will be back at our regular time, which is Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Uh, this week, with Dynamite earlier, we just wanted to get on. We didn't want to compete with Dynamite, obviously. So that's why we're doing this earlier. Eric Tate says, "How come AEW is 8 p.m. tonight?" So it's not 8 p.m. I don't know where you live. Maybe it's 8 p.m. where you live, but it's 9 p.m. Eastern time. So it'd be 8 p.m. Central time. But yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern time is Dynamite. I'm trying to remember why. Um, I don't know. The baseball playoffs are going on. I know that. I don't know if TBS or TNT is showing them. Um, That's a good question. I didn't even think about it. I don't know why it's on at 9 tonight. Um, yeah, obviously, they've got something going on tomorrow night on TV. Like I said, I haven't looked it up, but yeah, just baseball's in the playoffs. Hockey is just coming back tonight. I think the NHL. So man, I don't know if they have NHL games or what on there. I don't know. But yeah, Dynamite at 9 tonight. I don't know how much of a good job AEW did promoting this time change, but we'll see. And I think they're in Spokane, Washington for Dynamite and the Rampage taping. And I think I read somewhere, and this could be wrong, but I think I read somewhere it's like their smallest crowd of all time in Spokane tonight. So that's sad. Um, but whatever, AEW has got to, I say it every week, and I won't go into details tonight, but AEW has got to figure out their live event problem. Having these big arenas and not even coming close to filling them. They got to promote more. They got to promote better. They got to pick better cities to go to, I think, in general. Um, Need to do fewer squash matches, and at the end of the day, they need to just, if they're not filling these arenas, give out some fucking free tickets, have radio advertisements, have them give out tickets, or get on the local news and have them give away tickets to people. Just get people in the fucking arena so they can spend money on food and merchandise and maybe become a new fan. That's what happens when you give free tickets. Like, you will gain more money than because you're not losing money, really. I mean, in a way, you might be booking the arena, but if people aren't there, they aren't there. You know what I mean? Um, so if you give away free tickets, they are there to spend money and maybe become a fan. So they've got to give away some free tickets. WCW used to do that, and it helped them grow, definitely. I mean, Hulk Hogan signing with them helped a lot in '94, but giving away tickets, and they did a lot of tapings at at Walt Disney World. WCW did, and I was actually at one of those tapings. If you go back to our very first episode uh, of No Bones About Wrestling, the very first episode, I talk about the WCW TV taping I attended at Disney World when I was 9 years old. It was my first wrestling show, and I loved it and still remember it. And yeah, episode 1 of No Bones About Wrestling, I talk about it. I talk about a couple of other things too. It's a different format than this show. We weren't covering AEW. I was just kind of talking about WCW history kind of stuff. So if you're interested in WCW, like I said, go back to No Bones About Wrestling, episode 1. Check it out. So yeah, that's it for tonight. And thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. I think Dynamite is going to be very good. I hope they do a good job building to Saturday's pay-per-view. And yeah, Eric, Antonio, Stephen, everybody, thank you very much for talking in the comments. I love talking to y'all and hearing other people's opinions, because I don't have any real life friends who watch wrestling. Just me and my wife. I don't have any real life friends who watch it. So it's nice to be able to talk to people about AEW. I really enjoy it, and I hope y'all do too. So this is Asa signing off, and I will see you at 8:55 for the Dynamite watch along tonight. And yeah, have a great night. Have a great 45 minutes or whatever it is. And thank you, and I'll see you then. 8:55, guys and gals. Bye.